Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So thanks for joining us today. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. All that is going to help us to get our channel growing, so that's top stuff. So you're joining us here today. We are on another job where we've got a massive house. It's about 120, 130 years old.
Pretty old.
So it's got 11 fuse boards, I think.
Yeah, 11.
It's a pretty big place. We're actually here in the coach house at the moment, which they're going to rent out as like an Airbnb thing. So we've got to get this done by 1 o'clock today, so can't film for too long. But we are first going to do an EICR, so we're here for the next 3 weeks. So we've got various things. We're going to start with an EICR. Then once we know where we are with everything here, we're then going to start doing things like fuse board changes. We've got a couple of the fuse boards are 16th edition. We're on a TT system here. So obviously some of the circuits are protected by an RCD and some of them aren't, where obviously then we've got no fault protection. So we're going to sort that out. We've got various other faults, like actually this underfloor heating right here under our feet has actually got a fault. So it's tripping the RCD, we've got an earth fault. So if any of you got any experience of how to sort that kind of a fault out, because I haven't done it before, neither has Kate, I don't think.
Better than ripping the whole floor up as well, you don't want to be doing that. So
yeah, that is really not an option.
It's a nice floor.
Yeah, so, but yeah, so if any of you have got any tips for that, just drop a comment down below and help us out. So the customer actually wants, by the end of this 3 weeks, he wants to be able to look at sort of a chart and then see that this fuse board is supplying that fuse board, that DB, all the rest of it. So we're going to do like a bit of a flow chart. By the time we've done all the EICRs, fixed all the faults, changed all the boards, is then going to have like a full EICR, electrical installation certificate.
We're also going to go around with all the sockets and switches, basically anything, and stick a sticker on it. So he knows where it's all from, so he hasn't got to then figure out basically where it's all from, so that's going to be fun.
It's nothing worse than when you've got something tripping and you can't figure out where it's from, especially when you've got as many fuse boards as there is in this place.
As many rooms as well, it's just like a little maze really.
It's a bit of a nightmare, and it's kind of been abused over the years. People have come in, electricians have added this and chopped and changed that and not changed all of the sort of circuit details on the fuse boards and stuff. So
we've finally got that mapped out after 3 days, I think it took, didn't it?
And obviously between owners is where you've got some who will do sort of dining room as one room, and then the new people move in, they swap them round. So although the fuse board says living room sockets, it might now be the dining room and all that kind of stuff. So if you've got a house as well like that, then just be careful.
It becomes a bit of a pain for us as well, doesn't it, trying to find it, because we struggled for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, also I'm super excited today. My van's finally gone in to get wrapped, which I'm super excited about. So yeah, me and Ben is eventually going to be matching, which should be quite good.
Twinning.
After having vans switched around and stuff like that, it's become a bit of a pain. So eventually, finally, going to be wrapped and it's going to be finished.
Yeah, we've had a bit of musical vans over the last couple of weeks. Yeah. What with my brand new van breaking down, which is another story.
Thanks Ford.
Thanks Ford.
Cheers.
Built by Ford, hashtag. But yeah, so hopefully you'll then see a couple of videos now where we're going to take the camera around and sort of show you bits and bobs that we're doing. Hopefully some of it will be helpful to you.
That's another good thing. He always brings us cups of tea, doesn't he? Constantly brings us tea.
Although when we arrived here, it did say 3 weeks. You're gonna have to familiarise yourself with the kettle because he ain't gonna make teas every day.
I don't know who thinks I am.
Have you made a cup of tea yet?
Yeah.
I haven't made a cup of tea yet.
I did offer you one. Oh, did I offer you one?
I employ a tea maker.
Or is it because I got small feet, stand like closer to the counter? My feet are too big.
I won't read that too far into it, but.
Well, that's what people say.
That's what people say to me.
Yeah, we'll cut that bit out.
Hi guys, so we're at the fuse board now for the coach house. We've got this 16th edition board here, which is a bit of a problem because we're on a TT system. So if you look at all of these circuits here, they're obviously non-RCD protected. Then you've got this RCD here, which is protecting all of these circuits here. So the problem with that is, probably one for the apprentices, is because you've got an earth rod on a TT system, it means that any fault current will have a very high resistance path to get round in the earth fault loop. So because we've got this real high resistance, it means that very little amount of current will flow, and that won't be enough to trip these devices. So one of the jobs that we're going to do is get another recessed board to go back in here. So I've not done a recessed board for quite a while, but essentially what you've got is a normal fuse board, but it's just set back in the wall. We've got the armour cable here coming up, and they seem to have kind of just crimped it into some tails. That then goes into the meter here, because the actual main electricity meter is by the house. It comes back out of there and then into our main switch. So quite a big board. We've got quite a lot of circuits to do on this part of the EICR, and this has actually got a few of trip-in circuits here as well, like the underfloor heating that we mentioned earlier. So yeah, that's one of the jobs here. So we'll crack on now with this EICR, and there's a lot of spiders in here as well, so I don't mind, but Kate is freaking out, and I know I threw a coat earlier in that corner, and there's a massive mummy longlegs over there. You know, obviously discrimination.
You look like Kathy.
What? Hang on a minute, son. We might have a bit of a problem here. You're telling me that I've got reverse polarity, which will be hilarious because this building's been up for God knows how long. Hang a minute, I might have got it the wrong way around myself. 2 seconds. 2 seconda. Yeah, I got it wrong. I would have met when I'm wrong. Got it wrong, got a long way round. Okay, it's been a long week. And we have 17.4 ohms. That shouts to me. Get it? TT? Get it?
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
Oh yeah, come on guys, so hilarious.
Right, well there you go then. So you see what I was saying about earlier. So this measures both at the same time. And so we've got 17.4, that is the earth loop impedance. 13 amps would flow. So obviously 32 amp circuit, let's say I were to cut through live and earth and touch them on this particular circuit, which is the cooker. What will happen is 13 amps of current will flow, and the breaker will just sit there all day long, not doing anything. So that's why we need to change this board. Put RCBOs for every circuit, so they're all safe.
Good to go. Why are all of these switches cross-threaded? No one.
Our friend, our blonde-haired friend.
Oh, Boris.
Hello, yes, that's me. Hello, it's time for me to come out. And I would say you're doing a fabulous job. Protect the NHS, hands, face, switches, control gears, and so on and so forth. And speaking of the switch,
Sounds awful.
Rishi. What?
Sounds awful.
Yes.
Listen,
I do.
Boris.
I've taken the switch off right here that you cannot see because you're out of shot, but I assure you I was not in a garden party.
That's what I get every day.
Over there. Yes.
It's a really good angle, Ben. See my fresh brows.
Hello viewers, can I just say like and subscribe, because without your support we can't have garden party, we can't have a channel, that's what I'm supposed to say. Garden parties, they don't happen. Myself and Rishi and Chris Whitty, we don't do that sort of thing, so I'd just like to say, Kate, well done, great job, and Like and subscribe, people. Cheerio.
Goodbye. Hey guys, it's just me this morning. Ben's at home. He is typing up all those EICRs for those 11 fuse boards we had to test, so good luck to him. I definitely got the better end of the stick. So today we're in the stables. We are changing the consumer unit. We're doing it because it's just a bit of a bodge really. They've got like an RCD unit smashed on the side of it. It's just cables everywhere and it's a bit messy, and obviously we need RCD protection. Obviously as it's a TT system, everything needs to be, obviously you need that fault protection there. So we are going to be changing it for a Hager board. I'm not sure if you can see it, it's behind me. So I think it's RCBO board, but we're doing, the surge protection is upstream up in the meter box. It's an absolute shambles in there really. I think we're trying to get, is it network? How have I just forgotten what they're called? I don't know what they're called. It'll come to me eventually. So yeah, we're changing it for a Hager board, which should be fun because I haven't fit one of those in a while. The customer's pretty chill as well about parts and stuff like that. He likes the best of the best. So we haven't got to worry about, people saying it's too expensive. We all know Hager can be expensive, but it is good. So yeah, I'm just going to let you know how I get on. I'm going to record a little bit. Western Power, I have no idea why I said network. I was obviously thinking of Network Rail. They definitely won't be coming up here to install a three-phase supply. So yeah, I think it's Western Power. Oh my gosh, I nearly said it again. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully we should be able to get them up at some point to try and sort that meter box out because it's an absolute shambles, and potentially, yeah, bring up a three-phase supply and also potentially an earth, because we're still on TT system here, so it might be good for them just to bring an earth while they're digging the ground up anyway. So yeah, they're going to try and organise that, but I have no idea how long that's going to take with all the paperwork and everything. So yeah, eventually I think a three-phase supply is the way it's going, so hopefully that'll be installed soon. So yeah, good stuff for us in the future. So I'm just going to show you, why am I zoomed in on my cup of tea? My customer loves making me cups of tea and I'm really not going to complain. I'm sure you don't want to see that, but yeah. So yeah, this is the board that we are changing. Can you see it? So I'll try and zoom in there. Look at that. Yeah, so that's the RCD box just smashed on the side of it. It's a bit gross. So yeah, we're going to be changing it. I need to get up on this ladder, but I'm going to end up falling off. So yeah, here you've got like a mixture of MCBs, which is a bit gross as well. So this is the board we're going to be changing. These disconnects all the armoured, label everything up, and get going. Right, here we are. Board's all done, nice, new and shiny. It was actually really easy to fit. It was nice. Well, I wouldn't say easy, but it was definitely nicer than the Luden boards we usually use. I mean, like, you haven't got to faff around with the lid, which is like amazing, really. You always end up having to like get it level, and it's always skew-if, and you always have to stick your little screwdriver in there. It's a bit of a pain. And we've got some spare ways as well for our customer who wants to add some more stuff in the future. I think he wants more car chargers and all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, also if you know, like if anybody has any advice on how to get this sticker here to line up with all the ways, it's on the Brother printer and we just can't seem to figure it out. Ben stresses every time he sticks a sticker on because he can't get it perfect. So yeah, if anybody knows, leave a comment below. That'd be helpful.
So it seems I've drawn the short straw again. Kate's inside changing downlights and I'm out here in the wet weather chasing a fault. So we've basically got a short circuit somewhere. I think it's live to earth, but it's on these patio lights somewhere. I think it's this one because this light fitting as well is not earthed, it's got no R2 reading on it whatsoever. So that's my first port of call, is to go to there. So we're going to find out where this fault is. If this tool manages to do it, I'm going to be so proud, because I love this little thing. It's the little Stanley adjustable wrench. Probably can't see that, it's quite far away, but it's amazing, this little thing. It's good for like armour cable glands. Okay, scrap that, it didn't work. Aha! Didn't think there'd be enough room to fit one of these on there, but it's done the trick. Now that's very odd, because it would appear that this light fitting is double insulated, but the one over there behind me, which you can't see, it's exactly the same, literally exactly the same light, but it's got an R2 reading, which would tell me that that is earthed. Who knows? Just take the other one off. Ah, interesting. So the other fitting seems to have been missing this little earth fly lead here, so that's going to need to be sorted. That's probably why this one's got the R2 reading, the other one hasn't. So now I'm going to have to make up a little fly lead to go between the incoming cable here and the chassis of the light. That's just come out as well, which is good. It's one of them scenarios really, I suppose, where in the customer's eyes the lights work. You try and explain to them that although it works, it's not safe, and they always come back with, but it's worked for 30 years or whatever. So I think half the battle of being an electrician these days is being able to convince the customer that you know what you're talking about. I mean, this customer here is excellent, but we have had it in the past where it's a bit difficult. Don't know whether you guys find the same sort of thing or not. You know, I think round here anyway, the people are very reserved with tradesmen, and they automatically think you're trying to sting them when you're just trying to, you know, do it to the regs. But there we are. Right, let's make up a fly lead. I'm back. So, just got a little bit of 1.5 single core cable here, and then I've got one of the 6mm crimps or 4mm crimps with the little lug on the end. So what I'm going to do is just crimp that onto there, wire that in, there's a little fly lead from there, and then try and get it on this rusted light. And then that will sort that issue of it not being earthed. But then we've still got the issue of the short circuit. So that's why I've not put the other light on yet. I don't know if you can see that. But I've not put the other one on yet, just because what I want to try and do now is split this circuit down and then test each half and just keep doing that rinse and repeat until you find the fault. And you can say that the actual fault of the cable is between A and B. I might be lucky and find that actually when I take one of the lights down, because we've got a couple of wall lights and stuff, hopefully when I take one of those lights down, I'll find that the short circuit might be in the back of one rather than being underneath the patio, because that would be the worst nightmare. But it will happen just because of my luck. So I always strip with pliers. I don't know whether that's right or not, if there is a right and wrong way of doing it. I was always taught to use pliers to strip pretty much everything. So because this is 1.5mm cable, I'm going to double the end over, so then it's a good size to fit inside this crimp. So that is going to be like that now. So I use that to go from the light This is going to be the next problem. I was trying to get that rusted screw off. How can someone leave it like this? Knowing that they've done the other light, and it's quite clearly class 1. So they've wired that in and they come to do this one and then they just think, oh, this must be a different light. Weirdos. Too many weirdos round here. I don't think it's going to go any more than that. Cut this down a little bit. It's okay, Sparks, I'll fix your problem. I'll put the fly lead in 10 years later after you've fitted the light. Don't worry about it. You know, just leave it to me. Okay guys, so I thought it might be helpful to show you how I'm actually going to find this fault. So what we've got is we've got loads and loads of garden lights here, but the main ones that we're concentrating on now is these type of ones here. I don't know if you can see that. So we've got 2 of those, basically, another one here. We've also then got a load of these sort of LEDs, just like that one there. They're all in the footsteps path. And then we have this one here. And then we've also got this one here that we just fixed the CPC on as well. So that's that one. So the way that we've got all these wired, if you come down here and I flip the screen around, hopefully, without any issues. Right, so what we've got is in here, basically we've got a double socket there, we've got a single socket there. This is all wired from contactors. So we've basically got like a, what would it be, a 12 or 14 core cable, which is what this is here. This comes down from the fuse board, which has got all the contactors in. There's a light switch at the back door, like a 6-gang light switch, and that's 24 volts. So we've got a transformer that supplies the back light switch, and then that goes back to the contactor and switches all of these different cores here. So we've got 6 different sets of lights here. And these lights here, the patio lights, that is the one which is faulty. So it seems that they've wired it in 3 different sort of pairs. So you've got our incoming live and neutral here from the contactor. This is all 230 volt lighting, and then basically one of these has got a fault to earth. So what I'll do is I'll get the mega out now, test which one of these pairs is the faulty one, and then connect up the ones which are healthy back into these. That'll then show me which ones of these lights are working and which ones are healthy, so then I know which ones are not coming on. Then that will tell me which area I need to be looking at for the fault. So I think that's the best plan. I'll go get the Mega now and I will show you. Oh my god, you like my new bag? It's Prada. So we use, well, I use, Kate's got a different tester to me, but I use the Mega 1741 Plus, the bad boy. I think it's got Bluetooth, but I've not used it. Yeah, it's because we do like the EV chargers. It's got like a nice and easy EV setting for the RCD testing and stuff like that on there. But also it does all the 3-phase and phase rotation and stuff like that. You can just about see me. Kate's looking for me. I'm just going to hide in this bush, because if she's looking for me, it means that she's got a question. And if she's got a question, I want to hide. Oh no, she's found me. Oh no, she's found me. So we're going to set our Mega tester to, oh actually, better not say that for the apprentices. It's a multi-function tester. Oh no, wait, you're not allowed to say that either. It is a insulation resistance tester. That's right. God forbid you say the wrong thing. So Insulation resistance tester. I'm not going to test this on 500 because there's no need for what we need it for. We just need to try and find which circuit's got the fault in it. So ordinarily you would test on 500 as part of your normal testing, but we don't need that for what we're doing today. Although even in your normal testing you can also test it on 250, providing you get I think it's at least 1 megohm, because normally if you test on 250 volts you'd need 0.5. So we set it to 250. I'm going to keep it on the lock button as well, so that's locked now. So that's always going to be, you can probably hear the bleep, it's just handy. So that is the faulty one there, 0.13, 0.10 on the earth to neutral, or CPC to neutral should I say, because you can't say that either. Okay, it's not earth, it's CPC. Okay, and it's not live either actually, whilst we're on it, it's line. It's half a job trying to keep up with terminology being a Sparky. So we're just going to double check that the live and neutral, because obviously they were all bunched up, just going to check that the two which have failed the insulation resistance are actually belonging to the same pair of lights, because if they're on different then we've got two different faults. But I mean 9 times out of 10 we'd expect these to be the same pair. So it's these two, so I'll pull them out so I know which one's which. So I've taped all of these together as well, which is a bit of a pain. It's not exactly a neat job in here. It's just kind of ram it in. What I'll now do, now that I know which one is the faulty leg or faulty kind of cable in that circuit, I'll connect the two healthy ones back up, and then we should be able to turn the power on, figure out which lights are coming on and which ones are not coming on, and that will tell us then which lights are faulty. Okay guys, so what we did, because I cut a little bit out now, what we did was we reconnected the cables that we knew were healthy with no faults on them, and seen which lights come on. Now after changing a couple of bulbs and stuff, oh wait there, sorry I can't say that now either, lamps, because you know bulbs grow, lamps glow and all that. Can't call them bulbs unless you're talking to everybody else who's not an electrician, and then they're bulbs. So as you can see, that one's working. That one's working. That's probably flickering, that one. Got that one there, is on. And we've got this one here, which is on. So, not quite sure what that cable does. So what we've just done is disconnect it for now. Because it's nothing obvious around here. All the lights seem to be working. So we've just disconnected that. And then if the customer finds that in a couple of days that something's not working here, like a hidden light, because this place is a bit of a maze, then we'll come back and retest whether that is the cable that we've disconnected. But it's much better just to disconnect it and work out that way, because most, 9 times out of 10, it'll be a cable that's disused, kind of buried somewhere that used to do a light on the, say on the pillar or something like that. And then obviously as it's been disconnected, maybe just chucked in a little box or something that's now got water in it, and it could be buried in the bark. I mean, the amount of gardeners and stuff that's been here kind of doing different landscaping works. Over time things just get forgotten about and buried, and then you come around after sort of 10-15 years trying to figure out what's what. So yeah, we're just going to disconnect that. Like, well, I've already done it, I've already put all of the stuff back together, and everything's working now. So all the other lights that's up here, sort of on the steps and stuff like that, that's all on different circuits, as well as the pump as well, and the lights for the pond there. So we've got a couple of lights in there as well, but they're on a different circuit. So yeah, that one's sorted. So on to the next one. I think this afternoon now I'm going to basically be doing a fusible change. Kate is on a fusible change at the moment. She's on a second. And then there's another two basically that are plastic underneath wooden stairs, and the stairs lead to a loft. So I mean, you don't really want to be jumping out. It's not even that window there, it's literally the top. So you don't want to be jumping out there if there's anything goes wrong. I know that it's only a code 3 on the EICR, which is what we did. You know, we put it down as plastic fuse board under wooden stairs, fire escape route, code 3. But this customer here, he just wants everything literally the best it can be. So yeah, I'm going to change those two, turn them into an 18th edition. It's also 2 different fuse boards. You've got like DB4 and DB5 right next to each other, both plastic. I don't know why they just didn't do one bigger board at the time, but that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get both of those off, put one nice big sort of maybe like a 14 or 16 or 20 way or something like that in there. Again, the customer wants a load of spare ways just to future proof it a little bit. So we'll be doing that now, and that'll be most of the fuse boards changed, I think. And then we've got a couple of other bits and bobs we've still got to do here. Still got to do the underfloor heating fault. So yeah.
One day, you know, I will. I'll walk. Never ever good enough for you.
Calm down, Tony. It's only a joke, mate.
Well, I've had enough of it. It's not funny, it's not fair. I was right all along.
Right, that is it. I'm going on a diet. From now on, it's nothing but protein shakes and lettuce.
That is unfortunately the end of that episode. So
Sad.
yes, we kind of ran into a few issues with that one. So I was ill for a week,
Ill.
very ill.
No, you are actually ill. I
Very
think so.
ill. Kate had to take over, Superwoman, and take reins and kind of lead the job. So we didn't get as much content on that one as we wanted to, because like I said, I was ill, and then we've actually just had that huge heat wave. So you will see this probably a couple of weeks after, but yeah, it was like 38 degrees.
Yeah.
Not the nicest to be working in, and definitely not nice to work and try and record in. So
I mean, I did an outside light yesterday, and it was honestly horrendous. I don't think I've ever worked in a hotter condition before.
but yeah,
Should
so
have stood there with an umbrella, look, and got me a bit of shade, but no.
but the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice how, actually you might not be able to tell, but we're in a different house now. So this is one of our next jobs. So stay tuned for the next episode where we'll go through everything we're doing on this one. All right, cheers.